What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, and today we're going to be checking out the Artisan Cutlery Simoon budget-friendly blade with a really interesting locking mechanism. You can pick this one up on the Artisan Cutlery website for $50, and as always, I'll make sure to leave a link down in the description if you are interested in picking this one up. It is available in 3 different handle colors, so obviously we have green. There's also a blue or black G10 option. I believe the blue one is an uncoated blade, so if you do get the black or the green, you'll get the PVD finish on the blade. If you get the blue, you'll get the uncoated blade, so whichever option you prefer. And again, I'll make sure to link that down in the description of the video. Now, the locking mechanism on this is called their Recoil Lock V2, and it starts out with just your traditional crossbar style lock that you can use like any other crossbar style lock if you choose to do so, but you can see it has this fin on the back that's actually attached to that lock as well, so you can use either or. So this makes a really nice fidget friendly deployment method as well. You can pull that back and flip that out, but you can also obviously use that to disengage that lock and swing that blade closed, so makes it super fidget friendly. You also have the dual thumb studs here, so those work really nicely as well. There's not really a detent on crossbar style locks, but that implied detent is just right. Nice snappy action right out of the box, so works well with the thumb studs as well, giving you a few different deployment methods. Now, in terms of the sizing, pretty mid to large size knife at 7.99 inches overall. I think a really nice size actually. 4.5 inches on our handle, so plenty of real estate for that full 4-finger grip. I like that fin of our Recoil Lock quite a bit because it acts as a thumb ramp here as well. So if you're using that back grip, you have that nice thumb ramp. No jimping or anything there, but it doesn't really need it since it has that steep incline that keeps your thumb in place. Now, there is a large sharpening choil. This isn't really a designated finger choil, but it can function as a finger choil, and you do have some jimping along the spine as well. So if you prefer that more forward, more controlled grip, feel a little bit more balanced here, you have the nice jimping as well. I find both grips to be very comfortable, very ergonomic, and I can get the full 4-finger grip either way. So it gives you kind of the best of both worlds. If you want that more controlled cut, you can get it forward. If you want that more secure grip further back from the blade, you can slide back and have that thumb ramp of your fin of the Recoil Lock to act as that thumb ramp. So both really comfortable. We have a 3.47 inch blade, and we have that bowie style blade, kind of a unique look to it, almost kind of cleaver like, I think because the sharpening choil and then the lineup of that bowie kind of clip here line up really nicely, so it kind of makes it look like a cleaver, but you have that bowie blade shape. Nice wedge on the back here as well. I already mentioned that jimping is well placed and fairly effective and grabby, so you get that comfortable forward grip and you want that more controlled cut. Nice nearly full flat grind, goes probably a little over 3/4 of the way. Our thumb stud, of course, is clearly out of that cutting path, so you're not going to get caught up making those longer cuts. And pretty sterile blade overall. We have the Artisan on our show side, and then on the back side we have our steel and the model number here, so that AR RPM 9 again, which is an in-house steel. Great steel at that $50 price point, so definitely happy to see that here. And then again, overall about 7.99 inches. There is some skeletonization on the internal nested liners in here, and so it's kind of hard to see that, but there is some skeletonization there, keeping it ultra lightweight for its size, 3.32 ounces. Really nice weight, I think, for a knife of this size. And this knife is fully ambidextrous, so obviously we have the dual thumb studs. That lock it's on the spine is obviously neutral, and then the crossbar lock you have access to from both sides. And then of course we do have a deep carry pocket clip that is reversible, so no plug or anything like that here, but it is reversible, so you can do the right or left hand carry, and fully ambidextrous experience, exactly the same for left or right handed, which is great. No dedicated lanyard hole, although I have seen people put a lanyard through these holes in the pocket clip, so if you do want to add a lanyard, you could do that. You could also probably do one of the right around one of these posts as well. Again, not really a dedicated spot, but it should work there if you wanted to add a lanyard in either of those two positionings. Again, this locking mechanism is just a lot of fun to fidget with. It doesn't require a lot of effort to pull back, and it's pretty stout, so it's not going to move on accident, accidentally disengaging that blade if you're worried about working with it on the spine there. Obviously, if you're using it as a thumb ramp, you're putting that forward pressure, so there's no chance of it disengaging. But even if you are in front of it, it does take a decent bit of pressure to move it, but once you do, it moves really easy, really smooth, so it's pretty easy to disengage, and there is some micro jimping on there for that as well. Just a really nice design overall. I love the blade profile on this one. The G10 is pretty simple, but it does have some nice patterning, which I always appreciate over just that kind of plain textured G10. It does add a little bit of stylization, a little bit of extra grip, and the handles on these are very, very grippy. Again, nested liners, which I like as well, and some nice contouring around the edges. There's no sharp edges or anything to make you uncomfortable or develop into hot spots over time. So going to be a really comfortable one to work with, and a really nice size at that. Fairly thin blade stock. It's about 0.13 inches in thickness with that nice flat grind, so you got that nice slicey edge there as well. Overall, really, really cool knife. Again, I'll make sure to link to it in the description if you're interested in picking one up, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this one down in the comments below. If you have any experience with it, how you're liking that recoil lock. Again, some nice jimping on there, so pretty easy to catch, and nice smooth action no matter which lock you're using, which deployment method you're using. It's really well worn in. Right out of the box, you have the ceramic bearing, so there's not a huge break-in period or anything like that. But again, would love to hear your thoughts on this one in the comments below. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, checking out some of my other content. All helps the channel out a ton, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.